The journey of financial recovery and healing needs you to go through the process to discover how to unlock each gate you encounter. Each gate is a milestone, and the opening of the gate releases your financial urges and desires to launch out of the gate like a wild Mustang set free into the perfect environment. On fire, newly inspired, unshackled, unleashed, unencumbered by the belief and story of the gate. You're listening to Your Money, Your Business, the podcast with me, Debbie Colburn. I'm a small business expert and a former professional accountant turned money mindset guide. And I am obsessed with helping you achieve all those things you've dreamed of and thought were out of your reach, with helping you figure this money stuff out. My goal on this podcast is to help you break the cycle of feast or famine with your cash flow and to help you grow your wealth and sustain it over the long term. We dive deep, we get real, and we get raw, discovering and exploring what is really possible for you and letting go of all those things that are holding you back. If you've ever thought it's not enough looking at your bank balance or think, I'll never get that paid off, when you open up the credit card statement, maybe you're sick and tired of constantly being worried, of just getting by, and you know you're missing out on key opportunities again and again, or maybe you're done with the constant arguments over money, then this is absolutely the right place. We'll bring you a whole new way to look at money, profit, cash, wealth, tackle the challenges, share the ideas, the tips and the tactics and the strategies, and get you connected to the right resources. Think of this as your weekly prescription of money mastery development, and leave the hard work up to me. No matter what's going on in your life right now, I've got your back. Ready? Buckle up, take a deep breath, and join me in a conversation about breakthrough to the next level. $116. Whoa, the ups and the downs, the missed weeks and the weeks where things just flow. Today, let's chat a bit about the journey and the potholes, the detours and the road closures that each of us encounter as we transform our relationship with our money. The journey that each of us go on in the process, and it is a process to improve that relationship, just like every other endeavor has ups and downs, and over time, over the long term, just like the stock market and the real estate market, it goes up, always up. Up in value, the asset increases in value, or it decreases in value. But over time, it's always up. Anybody remember the teak furniture that was all the rage in the mid-70s? That is totally back today as a trend. In 2013, mid-century modern is highly valued, whereas 15 years ago, you had to give it away. In 2023, there is a continued impatience in humans, an overriding desire for shortcuts, fast results, and money doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way in our personal life, and it certainly doesn't work that way when we have our businesses. In fact, you could say that money is one of the biggest teases in the world. Come get me. I'm easy. You don't need to work. That's the message all around you when you only look at the face value. The YouTubers and the TikTokers that are grossing $400K a month. The ads on the socials and flashy cars, beaches, girls and guys, jets. And yes, for a very, very few number of unicorns, it just happened. Right time, right contacts, right timing, sprinkled with a hint of luck. It didn't require years of intentional effort. But for most, For sustainable, profitable, and resilient wealth, it takes time and patience. And a little thing called compounding. Just like the 80s Fabergé organic wheat German honey shampoo with Heather Locklear. I told 2 people, and they told 2 people. One of the biggest reasons that people resist saving and investing is that at the outset, it feels slow, sloth slow, snail slow. Invest just $100 a month, they say, and after 6 months, you have $600 and maybe 20 cents of interest or dividends if you picked good accounts or stocks or whatever you're doing. And immediately the thought pops into your mind, what a waste of time. It just leaps there. You can't control it. And at the first demand on your money, bop, hit the button, out comes the withdrawal, even leaving the 10% withholding tax in Canada or in the US behind. Oh, but you also have to leave a tiny bit there because inside you know there's value in this plan. You just have to figure out the system, and I got you, okay? And maybe you're someone who has a higher amount of dollars free. So instead of the $100, which you rolled your eyes and went, oh my God, who's in such horrible shape that that's all they can put away? You have $500 that you can put away every month. And in 6 months, you have $6,250. That's equally as awesome. Or maybe you're doing 10 times that. Yet the pull is the same. The dog needs surgery, or you think you need a new car, or, well, the reasons are infinite. The money needs to come out of your account. Because for reasons that you don't understand and can't explain, it just happens. I have been there. I didn't know why. I knew, and that's not my thinking anymore. I believed that every time something good happened to me, or I got something big for myself, that it would trigger a money crisis shortly thereafter. I had proof, and I have lots of evidence that that is the way the world worked. That is the way my money worked. I also had a belief that somehow I had absorbed from my younger brother that money goes in 4-year cycles. You have a big crash, you have a rock bottom moment, and then spend the next 4 years building back up, and you get right back up to the top where things are going really well, you're feeling good, and ba-bang! It all falls apart. And again, I had proof. I had evidence. I just didn't know why it kept happening. Today I know. I want to share that with you, that these stories are complete BS. It's one of the reasons why I'm working in this space now, why I'm trying to spread this information. It's why I created my Radically Boost Your Money EQ 4-week course. And I hope you take me up on it, because you can't go wrong with it. You will transform positively how you think about money and your relationships. But like I said, there wasn't an inch of truth in any of those stories that I had about money. They were just stories that my mind made up based on the interpretation of things that I'd seen around me, that had had some effect on me. 1 step forward and 2 steps back. At face value, that statement makes no sense whatsoever. If that was how the world worked, nobody would ever get anywhere. Our cars would all be in reverse, everything. It's a weird statement that I hope you can get rid of. Yet what if you consider the switchbacking roads that zigzag up the side of the mountains? You know, you've seen them in Switzerland, you've seen them in Nepal, anywhere there's mountains, even in Georgia, that being the state of Georgia in the United States. A small vertical gain versus the huge amount of ground covered laterally, going sideways at a very, very, very tiny vertical gain in each meter. To go vertically, straight up, would be impossible and unsustainable. The road would fall Rocks would fall, mud would slide, asphalt would fall off, gravel would fall off, cars, all that stuff would just fall. It's not possible. But to switch back, totally doable. More effort, more time, more intentionality, with a positive outcome and a positive gain. To transform your relationship with money, there will be loads and loads of restarts because there are so many locked gates along the path. And how many locked gates are on that path is unique to you. For some people, there are a few. For some people, there are a lot. The intensity of the gates differ. But what is a locked gate? A locked gate is a belief or a story that you have about why you stall out or why you can or can't have the money state. So, whether it's a family income limit, if you've heard my story enough times, you'll know that our family income limit was $70,000. Everybody stalled out at that level. Could be your zero. What is your zero? And then remember, we've talked about this. Zero doesn't mean zero. Your zero could be $10. Your zero could be $5,000. Your zero could actually be negative $2,000. But that's your limit. And all of these things are changeable. It could be an invisible set of shackles related to your gender or your culture. It could be something related to that follows a statement that says, people like me don't. It could be a reenactment of what you saw growing up. You could actually be doing exactly the same thing that you saw your parents do. You know, might not look exactly the same, but it is exactly the same. It could be a lack of financial literacy, whether it's literacy at the basics level or whether it's at the foundational level. And we're going to dive into this a little bit more, a little bit deeper. But you can't change your money story without understanding that money is a game, and every game has a set of rules. But in this game, there are some carved in stone rules, and then there are other rules, and the rules relate to your gates. It could be a sabotage to prove or disprove something. And that kind of relates back to people like me. And you deliberately create a sabotage because of, or it could be a financial trauma. And financial traumas could be anything. It literally could be anything. It could be getting scammed out of something. It could be, I have a long list of them. I don't know whether they just follow me or whatever, but way back when, I've had 3 bicycles stolen in my life. It came with a story that it created a story in me that said, when I save to save my money for a specific thing that I want, it will get taken from me. And I have lots of proof of that happening. So the journey to financial recovery and healing needs you to go through the process of to discover how to unlock each gate you encounter. And each gate is a milestone. And the opening of the gate releases your financial urges and desires to launch out of the gate like a wild Mustang, set free into the perfect environment, on fire, newly inspired, unshackled, unleashed, unencumbered by the belief and story of that specific gate. Open to new opportunities, new ideas, new resources, and new experiences. How long this state lasts really depends on each individual, and it will continue for life. You will constantly be faced with the same gate in a different frame. Some would say it's new level, new devil, but the truth is it's new level, same devil, different clothes. And the frequency will change. And sometimes they're just a little reminder of you just need to dial in a little bit more to who you really are to what you really believe and just let this crap go. Money stories never truly disappear. Beliefs never do either. They just receive less focus. They get ignored. We let them collect dust. As long as we have forgiven ourselves and the others involved. And we've given ourselves new habits and new thinking. As long as we've worked on our boundaries, identified and healed all their triggers, they can lie dormant forever. And once in a while you'll think, I haven't thought about that thing in months, maybe years, and that's amazing. And then you just love yourself for that. A path to building a relationship with your money that's as strong or better than you have with your best friend will have moments when you bump into something and it'll set you back, but it won't derail you. When you have good basics and foundations, none of these things will ever derail you. Will they cause you a little bumpage? Yeah, they will. But you won't get down and be stuck down. You might be down for a day or two, it might be a week, but you will come back more resilient than ever. It will be a lot of, moments, asking, I wonder why this is bugging me. A great question that I've started to ask myself is, why is this bothering me when it doesn't seem to be bothering anyone else? And the answer to that question can lead you in one of two directions, either to something that is still a belief that needs to be addressed, or a money story that isn't serving you. It's a locked gate, by the way. Or to an interest, a passion or a problem where solving it might actually be an opportunity for you. So lately I've been pondering the 70-30 equation in many areas, and it just seems to me that this is another area where it applies. If you're spending 70% of your efforts on shoring up your mindset, growing it, expanding it, adventuring, and planning with it, then the other 30% will be invisible forward motion that feels effortless, in flow, because the foundations and systems and processes in relation to your money relationship, business or personal, are so strong and supportive. So this podcast got you thinking you'd like to go a bit deeper on this with me. You want to figure your money thing out? I have got so much more to share with you and to give you. And you're really ready to toss the shroud of money worries into the trash forever, to stand taller and more confidently in every decision and manifest the most profitable and successful year of your life, which means worry-free abundance in life and in business and so much more. Make sure to sign up for my free 4-week course where we're taking a deeper dive into how to transform that money situation in your bank accounts that's keeping you up at night. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All you have to do is just pop over to the link, bit.ly/boost-money-EQ. And invite a friend to go through with you, even family, or maybe coworkers or employees. It's a great way to get a money conversation going. And the more people in your community who are shaking up the scarcity mindset, the more our families and our communities will thrive. Don't be shy or embarrassed. Pass the link on to as many people as you can, because stats show that we never know what's happening in people's lives, especially when it comes to money. I cannot wait to see you inside. And yep, regardless if you sign up for TBN or not, this course is absolutely free. No strings attached. So much value handpicked for you inside it. You're for sure going to experience a transformation in a very short time. Come on, join us and have some fun. bit.ly/boost-money-EQ. Super excited, and I will see you there.